up guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Eric and in today's video we are gonna be doing another watch review. Today we're gonna be talking about the G-Shock GGB100, the Mudmaster. Before we jump into the watch, I want to share my experience with the whole mudmaster lineup. Prior to this watch, I used to own two of the GG100 Mudmasters. That's the watch that you see on the screen right now. And this watch, well, these two watches I owned for almost a year each. The first one I got, it was the tan version. This one comes with a negative display. It's pretty much the same as the green version. The only difference is, of course, the negative display and a few other changes in color. This was, I would say, my favorite version of the GG1000, and it was all because I think the negative display really gives a nice look to the watch. The only problem with it is that it was really hard to read the negative display pretty much in any light condition, and that was pretty annoying. So after looking around and whatever, I decided to sell this watch and buy the GG1000, the green version. This one, the screen was a lot more legible, but it didn't have the same kind of vibe. It's kind of hard to explain. So I was never 100% happy with this watch, and that was just because I prefer the negative display over the regular display. So just searching one day on OfferUp, I saw this guy selling the watch that I have on my wrist right now for $220. So what I did is I sold my GG1000. I sold it for, I believe, $200. The good thing about these watches, guys, is that they retain their value. So if you buy it used for $200, you probably most likely are going to sell it for the same price with no problems. I posted this watch for sale, let's say one day, and then the same day at night, I had it sold. So what I did, I ended up calling this guy. I was like, hey man, I need this watch. He had, I think, 3 watches of the GGB100. This one, he had 3 versions for sale. The green one, the all blacked out version, and he had the regular black version. That is the one that I have right now. After looking at all the versions, the all blacked out version looks cool on pictures. If you have that one, I think it's awesome. I think it looks good, but for me, it just looked as a regular G-Shock. I don't know, you cannot really tell all the details that this watch has, that it has a lot. That's why I ended up not taking that one. And then the green version is pretty cool, but for me, I wanted something that was more versatile, that you can wear with any colors. And the green, when I had the green, it was kind of hard to wear with different types of clothes. So I decided to just go with the black, and in case I wanted to change the band or something like that in the future, I was gonna be comfortable doing that. So that's my experience with the GG1000 and the GGB100. I also want to talk about the GWG1000. This is the more expensive version of the GG1000. I think they came out around the same time in 2016. And this one, it's a lot more complete than the GG1000, just because this one's solar. This one has atomic timing, which is whenever your watch gets a radio signal or something like that, and it's always up to date depending on what part of the world you are. That watch, it's awesome. That watch is great. The only problem with it that I find is that the price tag till this day in 2021, it's still pretty high. I've seen this watch go for $600 to $800, and the version that I like, I think it's the Desert Camo Edition, I'm not sure. That one, it's a lot more expensive, and I'm not willing to pay that much money, to be honest. So now back to the watch that I have on my wrist. This watch, it's amazing. I'm not gonna go so much into detail of what this watch can do, because that would take me pretty much all day, and I'm not sure, to be honest, in how to use a lot of the functions that this watch has. This watch has a chronometer, it has an alarm, it has a double LED backlight. So that's one of the main things that I really like about this watch, is that even though it has a negative display, you can still read the screen really good because it has a LED light behind the screen. That was something that the GG1000 did not have. This watch has a compass, it has a thermometer, it has an altimeter, I think it's called barometer, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not a professional when it comes to like all of the things that this watch can do. It has a step tracker. It has a sunrise. It tells you when the sunrise comes and then the sunset. I think that is pretty handy if you're outdoors and you don't know what time it's gonna get dark and you need to get back to camp. I think that's something that it's pretty handy. I even use that when I've been out of town. What really has had me sold on this version is the carbon fiber construction and the overall look and aesthetic of the watch. This watch is a lot less heavy than the GG100, and I can only imagine that it's a lot less heavy than the G1000. As for the things that I do not like about the watch, I would say it's the band. I opted for replacing the band and putting a NATO strap in it because the band that it comes with, it's too stiff for me and I can never get it to fit right. I don't know if it's because of my wrist size, but every time I wear it, it's either too tight or too loose, and I don't know, for me it just doesn't work. But that's a minor detail because I really love the way it looks on a NATO strap. Another thing that I consider a plus about this watch is how easy it is to fit a NATO strap on it. This is the clip of As you can see, it is not perfect, but the overall look of it, it's amazing. You can change the look in a few seconds. Once you get a NATO strap, you just put it through the loops and you're set to go. At the time, I have used it with a tan NATO and a red one. And I would say, I think the red is the one that I like the most. Let me know what you guys think about this watch. If you are considering picking it up and buying this watch, I would recommend that you do so 1000%. Another important feature about this watch is that you can set the time with an app on your phone. You download the G-Shock app to your phone and you can pretty much get rid of all the functions that the watch has that you do not use. So you can deactivate those and just make your watch a lot more simpler and easy to use for you. And that's why I decided to go with the GGB100. So that is it for my review, guys. As I said, I don't want to get too much into details with this watch. This is just my whole experience with the watch. I would say if you're trying to buy this watch, go for it. You're gonna love it. Hopefully you find this review helpful. This was Erik Talks. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.